This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Now at 6, COVID-19 deaths are increasing in Indiana. More Hoosiers are becoming infected. We break down the latest numbers and show you how hospitals are faring with their equipment.
And the state is announcing starting tomorrow, more people can get drive-through COVID-19 testing. We'll show you who will become eligible.
Thousands of Hoosiers have lost their jobs due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Working for you, we find out how the state is trying to support the newly unemployed.
I think it's Indiana preparing for a possible surge.
The state is leaning on foster families to help children displaced by COVID-19, what they're doing and how you can help.
Welcome into the news at 6. I'm Amanda Starantino at the RTV6 studio.
And I'm Mark Mullins in my home studio. RTV6 has social distancing rules in place to help stop the spread of coronavirus. And first tonight, the number of COVID-19 deaths in our state is up tonight. The State Department of Health says 37 new deaths have been reported, meaning 387 people in the state have now died from the coronavirus pandemic. There are also 313 new coronavirus cases. In total, more than 8,500 Hoosiers have tested positive for the COVID-19 since the pandemic began. More than 46,000 people in the state have been tested for the virus. Looking a bit deeper into the numbers, as there has been the case, men are still dying from COVID-19 at a higher rate than women in Indiana. Nearly 60% of deaths in coronavirus are men. As far as age is concerned, about 38% of coronavirus deaths in Indiana are people 80 years old or older. 29% of the deaths are those in the 70 to 79 age range. People in their 60s represent 21% of the COVID-19 deaths. And still, no one younger than 30 has died from the coronavirus in the state. Also, the state of Indiana says it still has about 46% of its ICU beds available, and about 74% of its ventilators are still available. Today, State Health Commissioner Dr. Christina Box announced more people will be eligible to get drive-through COVID-19 testing. If you are an essential worker, a healthcare worker, or a first responder, and someone in your household has symptoms of COVID-19 or is sick, you're asked to bring that person to a drive-through testing clinic. Box says this is necessary because if you are an essential worker and someone in your home has coronavirus, you need to know it. That way you can stay home too and not spread the virus to your coworkers. Also, if you are not an essential worker, but you are at a higher risk of COVID-19 complications, you are asked to get tested if you have symptoms of the coronavirus.
Another topic we've been following closely is jobs and unemployment in the state. We know a record number of Hoosiers have lost their job due to this pandemic. Megan Sanctorum is at the State House with an update on what is being done to support them.
We know the state's unemployment system was never designed to handle a volume like this. So now the Department of Workforce Development is making some changes to keep up. We've told you how they're hiring dozens of new employees, reassigning others, and working with a third party to keep up with incoming calls. There have been some technical issues along the way, but Commissioner Fred Payne says they're working to resolve those as they come up and make improvements daily.
Last week we reported we did have a few hiccups on call transfers. So as the week went on, we had fewer calls that were transferred, and the people at our call center were able to handle those with just some routine questions, and fewer people were dropped. So we're looking at the different metrics this week.
If you're experiencing unemployment, we have a lot of resources for you available on our website, including information about how to file for unemployment and job opportunities available right now. Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
People are still struggling to get a hold of unemployment assistance, and that includes loans for small businesses. RTV6's Stephanie Wade gets answers from one Indiana senator who is working to ensure people are able to access that money that they need.
Blindsided, just because you've had a job for 20 years.
Patrick Terwilliger, like thousands of other Americans, was laid off. He was a graphic designer for a corporate awards company.
I'm a single parent. I've got 2 kids. I've got enough to kind of get me by for a little bit. And it's not going to last for very long.
He immediately applied for unemployment 3 weeks ago, but says he has yet to receive any benefits. He calls the Department of Workforce Development daily to get answers, but finds himself waiting for hours on hold.
not know anything at all, it's really kind of an empty feeling. It's just, it's frustrating and it's aggravating.
The same goes for small businesses reaching out to RTV6 regularly, claiming some banks aren't even processing their SBA loans.
Our banks and credit unions were understandably apprehensive early on to participate fully in this program because there wasn't complete guidance offered by the Small Business Administration because of the very rapid rollout. But that guidance has been clarified.
Senator Todd Young tells me he had a conference call with the Indiana Bankers Association and heads of all of the major banks across the state Monday. He says they hesitated in the beginning of the crisis, but says they're all on board now. And Hoosiers and small businesses should start to see those checks coming soon.
How would that make them feel? Knowing that they've got benefits that they can take advantage of through a service, and your elected officials that are telling you, hey, we're doing this, but it's not happening. You know, put yourself in our shoes.
Now, I asked the senator if we could potentially see more stimulus coming out of Washington to get Hoosiers back on their feet. He tells me there is bipartisan support to replenish this Paycheck Protection Program. He says roughly half of the allotment has already been depleted and it just rolled out last Friday. He says there's been some disagreement over whether to prioritize funding other projects at this time, but believes there will be a consensus in the coming days. Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
And Senator Young wants to remind people that they have a toolkit with resources for small businesses on their website. And you can find that at young.senate.gov/coronavirus. Again, that's young.senate.gov/coronavirus. Throughout this pandemic, we've been working to help connect you with unemployment resources and job opportunities through our Hiring Hoosiers campaign. Our media partners over at Radio 1 are doing the same thing with a special town hall they hosted today. The radio show aired at 1 o'clock this afternoon and included information from the Department of Workforce Development. They took several calls from local companies looking to hire right now. A lot of work available is grocery stores and e-commerce companies.
Ultimate goal is to get the resources in the hands of the people that need them most, the services in the hands of the people that need them most, and to employ thousands today. That's the goal.
Leaders with the Radio 1 station say they plan to host additional town hall meetings on topics impacting the community due to COVID-19. It is our commitment to help you find a job or the resources you need to get one. And with so many people losing their jobs, you need to know that we can help you at hiringhoosiers.com. Again, that's hiringhoosiers.com. While you're there, look at the Hiring Hoosiers job board. There are dozens of other positions that you can apply for.
The state's Department of Child Services is getting ready for a surge of COVID-19 cases and how to protect children while their parents are sick. RTV6 reporter Kara Kenny joins us now with how they are getting ready and what you can do to protect your own family.
The Indiana Department of Child Services is preparing for a surge in COVID-19 toward the end of April and into May. When parents get sick, their children have to have somewhere to go, and DCS wants to be prepared for that. Dave Hancock and his wife have two boys.
One celebrates his 4th birthday next week, and the other turned 2 in October.
They've been Indiana foster parents for 6 years. The Hancocks are just one of thousands of foster families contacted by the Department of Child Services to find out if they could take a child who's been in contact with COVID-19 or who is COVID-19 positive.
I think it's Indiana preparing for a possible surge, and it's also Indiana preparing for the inevitable that comes with this sort of situation.
Dave had to say no because his wife has asthma and one of their foster sons has a heart condition.
It was hard to say no that we couldn't accept a child with that when we strive to have an open and loving home, but you can't take care of other people if you can't take care of yourselves.
Private agencies and nonprofits like The Villages are also working to find families willing to help children displaced by COVID-19.
We're trying to be really, really proactive.
The Villages is also doing training and informational sessions via Zoom for people interested in fostering.
We're trying to use this time to build the capacity that we feel both the Villages and Indiana is going to need to protect our children, to keep them safe, and most importantly, to keep them loved and nurtured during this time that's so stressful.
DCS released a statement to RTV6 to ensure the safety of Hoosier children. DCS needs to understand the capability of their foster parent community to house children who potentially have been exposed to the virus. We want to have meaningful conversations with foster parents about their own risk factors and give everyone the opportunity to discuss as a family what is best for them.
DCS says the best response is to have a family safety plan in place. Have someone in your support network ready to go in case you get sick, and also someone who can help you care for your children. Kara Kenny, RTV6.
Kara, thank you. And if you are interested in becoming a foster parent or you need more tips on creating a safety plan for your family, go to this story on the RTV6 app and the IndyChannel.com.
RTV6 is proud to be working together with the United Way of Central Indiana. We're teaming up for the COVID-19 Community Economic Relief Fund. The initiative supports organizations that serve people and families affected by the pandemic. You can donate to the fund by texting HELP 2020 to 91999. We've also compiled everything you need to know about COVID-19 in one spot. You can find that on the IndyChannel.com/coronavirus.
Fallen IMPD officer Briann Leith spent her career patrolling IMPD's East District, where she is remembered for taking the time to leave a lasting impression on the people she came into contact with. As Officer Leith has helped to support the city of Indianapolis, you can help support her family during their time of need. Leith was shot and killed last Thursday in the line of duty while responding to a domestic violence call at an East Side apartment complex. Officer Leith was only 24 years old and a graduate of Southport High School. In addition to becoming an IMPD officer, Leith was a veteran of the Indiana National Guard. More importantly, Leith leaves behind a young son.
A very loving mother. She wanted nothing more than to raise her son and take care of him and do all the things to make his life fulfilling and rewarding. And talking with her coworkers, she would always beam with joy about her son and talked about her son and what he was doing now and at that particular stage of his life, and was just always very proud to be a mother along with a police officer.
Metro Police are now selling apparel to help raise money for Officer Leith's family. The department has created a website where you can buy t-shirts and hoodies. With this design, it reads Officer Briann Leith, mother, daughter, sister, friend, veteran, officer, hero. And the money raised will go to the Officer Briann Leith Memorial Fund of the Central Indiana Police Foundation, which will help pay for her funeral and set up a trust for her son. You can find out more at the website on your screen, shopimpd.com. And all new at 6, a message to you from Officer Briann Leith's family, shedding more light on her life.
As a mom, it's a big deal to see your children recognize their lifelong dreams, and Briann did it. You know, she did what she wanted to do, and she lived the way she wanted, and she had fun. She was a blast, and her nickname was Breezy. And because she was like the wind. I mean, she just was a force. When she came in the room, you definitely knew she was there.
A virtual service for Officer Leith will be held this Thursday, April 16th at 11 a.m. Services will be at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Due to current restrictions under the coronavirus, the public will not be able to attend in person, and there won't be any public visitation. But we will show you the funeral live Thursday at 11 a.m. right here on RTV6, the RTV6 app, and our website at theindychannel.com.
And the man accused of shooting and killing Officer Leith is now officially charged with her murder. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office says 27-year-old Elias Dorsey faces several other charges in addition to that murder charge. He's also charged with 4 counts of attempted murder for the shooting and wounding of a woman inside an apartment and for the gunshots fired at 3 other officers on the scene. The prosecutor's office says Dorsey is also being charged with criminal confinement and battery for the incident that led to the call for police that led to them to the apartment on Edinburgh Square on the east side last Thursday. Court documents say Officer Leith was shot after Dorsey fired through the door. Dorsey later told police he fired the gun because he thought someone was, in his words, trying to get him.
Now moving to your Storm Team 6 forecast, it's a beautiful but also breezy and cool evening in central Indiana. And get this, we might not have seen the last of the snow. We need to get you to Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory. Hard to believe after those warm temperatures we had last week, Kevin.
Snow, we'll talk about that in a second. I just want to point out the warmest temperature so far this month, 79. Our coldest occurred this morning at 30. I think we'll put an X through that and show you a 29-degree low temperature tomorrow morning. There are the overnight lows, upper 20s to low 30s. The wind will calm down. Once again, it was gusting over 30 miles per hour through the day. Amanda alluded to it. Rain and snow around, I think, during the day tomorrow and again on Friday. There's 8 a.m. tomorrow. Lafayette, Peru, Northwest, some snow. That rain-snow mix dropping south toward Indy by mid-morning. I'll finish that timeline and we'll zero in on Friday's accumulating snow potential coming up.
Getting your car fixed may not seem like a big deal right now, but it can be crucial for essential workers these days. Coming up next, see how one local line of auto repair shops is keeping some very important vehicles on the road.
Check up at Golden Oak Lending.
We've been talking a lot about restaurants around our area that have remained open over the past few weeks, but many other businesses are just as important.
Not many vehicles on the roads right now, but it's important to keep them all moving. Brad Brown shows how one Indy auto shop is now giving back.
Most of us are not doing a lot of driving these days, but for many, being on the road has to happen. The likes of medical personnel, first responders, not to mention the thousands of trucks and transports it takes to get the essential stuff that we all need from point A to point B. That's where car service centers like Best One Indy come into the mix. With 10 locations around the area, Best One continues to take care of the vehicles that are helping take care of us. Best One is offering vehicle pickup and delivery if you're not able to get away. And they have also added curbside drop-off for vehicles as well. On the commercial side, they have a steady stream of semis, vans, and trucks coming through to stay ready for action. Best One Vice President Scott McKenzie talked to us about his crew and being able to continue servicing at this crucial time.
They're happy to be here at work supporting our customers, whether it be somebody that needs to get themselves to work or whether it's people that go to work to help others through the medical industry or whatnot. But yeah, it's been a nice sense around here. This is kind of unprecedented times for everybody, but we're here to take care of anything you need. Like I said, we've been doing it for 34 years. We're going to be here for another 34 years.
Best One locations are open Monday through Saturday. For info about service pickup and delivery, call the location nearest you. You can also find that information on their website. And here's a neat promotion from Best One on their Facebook page. You can nominate a frontline superhero of the week. Think medical personnel, first responders, anyone who's out there working hard for us. A weekly winner is chosen. They'll get free oil changes from Best One for a year. They're also running special deals on tires and service for those working on the front lines. Most of the area's big car dealerships also do have their service centers open, but many are having limited hours as well, so be sure to call ahead for that information. Working for you, Brad Brown, RTV6.
Brad, thanks for the heads up there. We're Open Indy is an effort by RTV6 to let you know about restaurants and businesses still open to serve you during the COVID-19 pandemic. And this is Takeout Tuesday. We're focusing on movable feasts on the northeast side. The locally owned and operated restaurant and market makes everything in-house with online ordering and curbside pickup, which was originally set up for their older customers. Now it is helping people stay fed and healthy as this business continues to build community through food.
And temperatures, the story of the day. It's our coldest day so far in April. I think we'll rewrite that a couple times in the next couple of days through this work week at least. 43 in Peru. Temperatures coolest right now in Tipton County at 42. As we are broadcasting from home, just letting you know I'm in my basement, and I started to smell a little bit earlier. This is the difference between broadcasting at home and at work. That is banana bread, and it's still warm. Can't wait for the next commercial break. Temperatures upper 20s tomorrow morning from north to south. There's really no big difference in temperatures. Assuming clouds clear and the wind dies down, we should drop into the upper 20s, that 28 to 30 degree temperature range in most spots. But I think the story will become that rain-snow mix tomorrow. Next 3 days, in the 40s. No real change to the way you dress or the excitement about the temperature until we get to the weekend. That's not bad timing. Temperatures on Sunday around 60. 7 a.m. tomorrow, there's some snow in the northern third of the state. We may see some of this stick on grassy surfaces. There we are at 10 a.m. and that rain-snow mix at 1 o'clock right through the heart of central Indiana, just reminding us that it's cold for this time of year. As far as our temperatures beyond that, as we go through Wednesday, the wind kicks up again. It will gust over 20 miles per hour, making temperatures in the mid-40s seem so much cooler. Friday, well, let's get Thursday night into Friday morning. There's your rain-snow mix, changing to snow, especially northern half of the state, as we get to 11 p.m. on Thursday and then 7 a.m. Friday. May have some accumulation with that as well. So we just kind of got to get mentally prepared. I think we're handling the cold temperatures. Now we'll look forward to some warmer temperatures, and you saw the weekend outlook. Temperature by Sunday warms to 61 degrees. The warmest temperature in the forecast, though, 63 by next Tuesday. I'm off to find banana bread.
I'm Dave First with another RTV6 Senior Salute as we honor the outgoing spring sport athletes. And tonight, a salute to Carmel vaulter Logan Sandlin. Logan couldn't wait for the spring after he cleared a state best 15 feet 3 inches during the indoor season. All of it after he finished 4th in the state meet a year ago. He also runs the 300 intermediate hurdles and a member of the 4x400 relay team in the classroom of 4.3 GPA, a member of the National Honor Society and Fellowship of Christian Athletes. A senior salute to the Hound, Logan Sandlin. If you'd like to give a shout out to a graduating spring sport athlete, email me at dave.first@WRTV.com.
Storm Team 6, working for you.
We want to thank you for joining us for RTV6 News at 6.
Our next newscast is tonight at 7.